Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So just a recap of this week's session. So we had sparring week this week and flow drill week this week as well. So really happy with how the classes have gone this week. I think, again, it's one of those things of making sure that we try and keep on top of everything as best as we can. Sometimes, you know, things sort of go this way and this way and this way. And again, it's just trying to sort of keep it engaged with everyone to make sure that everybody gets the best quality that they can possibly get. So we've had some live sparring drills this week, which means basically we've got involved with some individual kumite, individual sparring drills with different partners, and learning different techniques, sparring different people, learning how other people spar. If you spar the same people all the time, you get the same result. If you spar different people, you get a different result. So I want you to be aware of that when you are sparring. Also, likewise as well, we've had a few people that obviously haven't done the sparring this week because either A, they didn't want to do it, or B, they don't have the equipment. I want the parents to understand that, if your child is not getting involved in the sparring, but they're actually watching from the sideline, they're actually feeling maybe a little bit left out. So maybe it's one of those things that maybe you want to start, if your child has mentioned about getting some gloves or getting the, all of the sparring equipment, basically let them, sort of try and get the equipment for them. And then that way they're going to be fully involved in it. One, that helps them out, to progress, get themselves better. Two, you won't be fighting each week then to get them to class, because sometimes I know what it's like. I'm a parent myself, and I know what it was like, especially when my kids were a lot younger, trying to get them to go to class. It was one of those things of, come on, stop mucking around, get yourselves ready, get yourself to class. I know, over the last couple of weeks, we've had a chat with a couple of parents, and they've said, oh, it's a struggle to get into the class. They don't want to come because they want to do this or they want to do that. So again, one of these things is, like, if we're doing sparring and some of the other children don't have the equipment, they're actually watching what the other guys are doing with their equipment, and their full sparring drills and stuff, and they're feeling a little bit left out. So please bear that in mind, if your child has come home and said, I want to do some sparring, I want to get the equipment, and so on and so on. So please bear that in mind. Okay, a couple of things this week that I want to make sure that people are aware of. So one, if you do have the equipment, so i.e. all of the sparring equipment, so gum shield, gloves, shin and instep protectors, groin guard, the gum shield has to be moulded, all right? That gum, and I know it's awkward. I know it's awkward for the children to keep in their mouth, but it's got to be try and be moulded as best they can. This week, again, we've had problems where children have only turned up with maybe a set of gloves, or they've only turned up with a set of shin and instep protectors, or they've had the gum shield missing, or they've only brought their gloves along and everything else. Make sure, even if we don't do sparring that week, make sure that they've got a bag, make sure they've got their equipment, and they bring it with them every single week, because sometimes it might mean that we'll just go, right, sparring now. And then if they haven't got the equipment, they can't do it. So, we've got a few people that will go, oh, right, well, I want to go I'll go and buy my own gloves. But then they don't have all of the other equipment that goes with it. So we had one little lad that come along, I think it was on Wednesday. I've got these gloves, they're special gloves, da-da-da-da-da. Where's the rest of it? What do you mean? Well, where's the shin and instep protectors? Where's your gum shield? Oh, I haven't got it. So, do you see what I mean? So it's making sure that you have all of the equipment. And again, if you don't have all the equipment, we've got it that you can have, we've got it that we can sell. And if you want to buy it, then great. If not, then also great. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is jewellery. Okay, jewellery. So, I get it. Some children have just had their ears done. They've just got these little studs in and stuff like that. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you something now. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because I don't want an awkward conversation with a parent. Of it. So, for instance, if you're wearing big dangly earrings, for instance, and you'll come into class and we're doing sparring, we're doing gripping and stuff like that, and then your earrings get ripped out. So I'm going to show you something now on a page of some people that have had earrings ripped out because of either fighting or whatever it is. Okay, I don't want this to happen to you. Okay, so now I know this is going to be a bit awkward for me, but I'm not sure if you can see this here. So if you look at these here, okay, these are, you know, results of people having earrings ripped out because of, I mean, it might be, you know, different things, but this particular one here, I think it is, this particular one, ear injuries and split earlobes. This is all due to the fact of, you know, people either fighting or whatever. So jewelleries, especially ears, I can handle the odd wedding ring, as long as it's not a massive stone. But if you're turning up with, you know, piercings, earrings, you know, rings all over your fingers, it's not acceptable. If you read your welcome pack, in there is all about the do's and don'ts of what the rules are for our dojo. So that's something that I want you guys to get on top of. So if you're coming to class, please don't have, you know, Pat Butcher earrings, because it's not going to be acceptable. One, it takes a lot of time away from other people. And, you know, two, we're having to, you know, purchase more plasters for people to cover their earrings up. And again, that's a cost, obviously, from us, you know, which we don't want to have to pay out for. So please appreciate the rules and regulations about what we do. And I appreciate sometimes as well, if the guys have just had their ears done, please put a little plaster over the top of it before you come to class. You know, I can't say fairer than that. It's just I don't want to have that awkward conversation with a parent. You know, a parent turns around and says, well, how the hell has my daughter's earring got ripped out? Well, basically, we're doing martial arts at the end of the day. And, you know, I don't want to have that awkward conversation and say, well, you know, your daughter's earrings got ripped out because we were doing gripping and takedowns and stuff today. So, you know, you've got to understand, you know, what we're doing and why we have certain rules in place. All right. So anyway, so that was pretty much that. Like I say, finish off on a nice positive note. So again, look out over the next week or so. We've got a grading coming up on the 16th of October. If you do not receive an email, then your child will not be going in. I need to stipulate this. If you are not, or if you don't receive an email with either yours or your child's name on it, saying when it is, where it is, how much it is, what grade they're going to be going for. If you don't receive that, your child won't be in. All right, but we do have another assessment stroke grading coming up on, I think it's December the 4th, I think. However, we know that we're looking at different people all the time, so don't panic if you're not put in for this one. We got another one in December. That will be a lovely little Christmas bonus for you guys, okay? Also as well, we've got Black Friday that will be coming up relatively soon as well. So we're going to have a massive sale on all of our new t-shirts, our new hoodies, all of our branded equipment and stuff like that as well. So again, that won't be until sort of November time anyway. But anyway, so I just thought I'd touch base and give you a little bit of info about this week's classes, some of the rules and regulations, and again, making sure that we keep on top of, you know, not wearing, you know, sort of earrings and stuff to the class. Just so that we can, you know, we can sort of limit any sort of problems with, you know, earrings being ripped out. All right. Anyway, guys, take it steady. Have a good one and catch you guys next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.